What's going on? It's David Palmer, the Leo King, and this is my show, Uncut Astrology, where I take off the mask and the veil and go deep into the astrology week of August 19th through the 25th of 2015. This is pretty uncut. I'm at my new office space. If you didn't know, I got this awesome new Leo King studio being built with a whole new green screen studio with a whole new place for spiritual dance music. It's pretty much the coolest thing in the world. But this is what's going on. A major week of extreme shifting in our lives this week. We start this week off, and this is Wednesday to Wednesday that I'm doing, but as we come into this weekend, it's the Sun in Leo, square Saturn in Scorpio. This is major. This is you facing all of your major deep stuff over the last 3 years and overcoming it and, facing all of your doubts and your fears and your questions that you're going to be able to do it, that you're going to be able to accomplish, that you're going to be able to move through. These are huge obstacles that are in our lives now. These are extreme major decisions. Saturn is a big decision maker, and when the sun squares it, these are hard decisions for your heart, for your truth. This is in the middle of a Venus retrograde, which means guaranteed big major decisions in relationships. Guaranteed this is a time for you in your life that you're having to make the hardest stuff, which is your inner world, to make yourself happy. These are the hard things that you got to do to make yourself happy. It's not simple, it's not easy. But you got to see what comes on the other side of all this. What comes on the other side is when the sun comes into Virgo on Sunday, and next week as we're coming, it conjuncts Jupiter that's in Virgo. And this is the wholly new harvest. Now, Saturn doesn't get out of Scorpio until September 17th, in the middle of all the eclipses that are going to happen. So September is like the craziest month of all time. But the deep truth is that we do start to see our new life and our new harvest and our new feeling of real change in our life by the end of this weekend and into next week. Mercury is opposing Chiron in the middle of this Sun-Saturn square, which means that I guarantee you are feeling like you can't do it, that there's something wrong, that there's something off, that you can't figure out how to get through this hard decision. There's nothing you're not gonna make it through. These are huge doubts, these are huge fears, these are huge questions of whether or not you can do it, whether or not you can make it. I'm gonna give you guys it's starting to get dark here. I mean, this is not easy. Hold on, I had the planets up. Doing this off my cuff today because I'm literally building this studio and it's just taking all the time in the world. The other thing is, this big quarter square to Scorpio. The moon that's in Scorpio is highlighting the Saturn and squaring the sun, squaring Venus, squaring Mars. You're going to be able to make it through it, but you're going to feel like you are in the dumps, that you are going to have to make the hardest decisions, that you are in the most intense fear-based place. There's always this, oh, I'm fine, I'm happy, Leo energy. But we are facing Saturn in Scorpio. We are facing the deepest inner fears. And it's time for us to move forward. Mars is allowing us to move forward in Leo. And it's making some pretty awesome aspects. It is making a quincunx over to Neptune, though. So there is still a sensitivity on whether or not we can move forward. If you add Mars, Neptune, if you add Sun square Saturn, if you add Mercury opposed Chiron, I guarantee you Thursday, Friday, into Saturday are going to be really rough days and sensitive days and scary days and doubts and fears and questions and big decisions. And oh my gosh, is my new life going to be crazy? Is life always going to be like this? No. This is a great purge. This is what true Leo-ness is stepping up and being king and queen and having to face your deep emotional crap. So it's not going to be a very simple beginning, but my God, when we come into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it is like huge new opportunities. The moon comes into Sagittarius too as well by the weekend and then carries in the sun in Virgo, and it really will be a massive shift point for us all. And when the moon comes into Capricorn by midweek, we're going to talk about how we're going to prepare for a big full moon that'll come up in the next week and a half. But we have got, finally, I think for us, one of our most major test points in our life a little early. It's almost like we get the final, and then, you know, I think Saturn, when it leaves Sagittarius in September, will be the graduation. There will be major tests, but I think that this is the biggest exam when it comes to true scorpionic Saturn energy, because this is the Sun in Leo squaring it all. We're going to have all this energy come into Virgo, and it gets along much better with Scorpio. And this is Mercury opposed Chiron. I mean, these are huge, huge doubts and fears and questions of whether or not you've been given a bad hand, or whether or not you feel like Spirit's going to support you, or that you're going to be okay. This is also health crisis. Am I going to be healthy okay? This is relationship crisis. Venus is retrograding, and it's square, and it's trining Uranus. Unpredictable. I didn't think this was going to happen. This is, oh my gosh, breaking free finally. You got to look at this as breaking free and facing it, and this is huge obstacles. These are huge delays. These are huge times in our life. The universe is screaming, stop and take your time. You don't have to rush into this. Leo with Mars and Venus retrograde in the Sun, it just wants to, like, let's go. Trust me, I know, I'm a Leo. Let's just go. Let's party. Let's have fun. But no. For some reason, we need to stop before the party happens, before the Sun-Jupiter comes at the beginning of this week coming up. After this weekend is when we really start to shine. I'm doing my last sale. I only do like 1 or 2 sales a year, so if you want to get a reading with me at 15% off, type in the discount code LEOSEASON on inclusiveastrology.com, and as well, get my app where you can get all these horoscopes daily with all the sun sign horoscopes. That's all at leoking.lookstack.com/landing. Thank you so much for all the support. I gotta go. That's the best I can give you. I love you with all my heart, and I know that you're going to make it through, and you're going to be laughing by the time we get to this time next week. I know you can make it through. Face your fears. You can do it. I love you.